All right, well, it is the third day of World's Group Stage, and I'm joined right now by Prolly, who is the coach of 100T.
Yep, that's me. Probably touch 100T.
And this coverage, of course, brought to you by U.GG. So, Prolly, I don't know if you've been online, but things before today's game, at least, have not been good for not just NA, but also 100T. It's been rough. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
I have not seen any of that. I think
Well,
part of the reason why I'm still a human structured
yeah.
and being able to work is probably a lot of my avoidance of social media and the Reddits of the types.
I thought you might say that, so I printed off some of the. No, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be sick?
Actually, I really believed you were gonna pull
Yeah.
something. I was like, wow, you really are an asshole.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like it's like all bound and laminated. I'm like, so here's some of the Reddit comments.
Highlighted, the most upvoted.
Yeah. This one looks really. This one says something about you. I don't know
This is
why.
about you and your family and your face. Oh my god, all three.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to make sure you experienced that. No, but realistically, there is just a lot. Like, first off,
Yeah.
just NA is just sucking really hard right
Yeah,
now, and
it's rough.
Korea's sucking too. So that's kind of nice. But
Yeah.
but what's the problem? I we'll drill into 100T in a second, but just overall, what do you think is happening?
With Korea or North America or
North
both?
America.
North America, I think it's kind of too early, a bit to like know exactly. Like right now, everyone's like just like shooting in the dark. Like this is the problem. This is the problem. Um, One thing that like I felt watching all the North American teams and like scrimming all the international teams, one big difference is like maybe it's just North America likes to look for a lot of like team macro movements or something. But I definitely felt like maybe regional pride when we would scrim, and people would like take their lanes very seriously. Like you misuse one skill and like they like all in and fight. And usually in North America, it's like, this guy misplayed. I'm gonna push, and then we're gonna go group and do something. So it feels like everyone else took laning a lot more seriously in other regions, and so now you're seeing a lot like just better laners performing better than North American laners. Um, and that's just honestly, we've seen what like 4 games,
No, five, I think.
5 games. So it's like sample size is still really small, so I can't say like for sure if that's it. But that's just like the initial feeling I got, where it's like all these other laners that we're playing against internationally, like I can feel them like, you're not gonna take my lane, like this is mine. And North America's like, here you go, we'll team fight later.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it feels like a lot of the things that are falling apart are happening kind of in the mid game. Have you seen the Team Liquid games? I don't know if you're busy during that time.
I did not see the last one. I saw the KT one.
Well, do you remember how in KT they go for Barons and then die afterwards? Or not
Yeah.
Barons, Dragons? Yeah, that's what you've now seen the other game, which happened today. So I don't know. It's a little disheartening. I mean, I think the expectations are pretty low for North America this year, but
I remember the dragon thing now.
yes.
Sorry, my brain is a little slow,
Yeah, you're good.
but now I'm caught up. Yeah, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that in the KT game where they like traded Dragon for Baron. They didn't really. They just like got fought at Dragon. This is actually a weakness TL had in North America, but the North American teams were always so behind from like double FE winning lane really hard.
Yeah.
So the transitions to Dragon were really like free. No one could get contest it. And even the few teams that would, like sometimes that would get TL punished.
Okay.
So like seeing TL go in for a Dragon that they like actually couldn't take at the time wasn't really surprising to see. Like
Yeah.
from my perspective, it was just like whenever I saw it in North America, it's like the other team just wasn't good enough to punish it. So like TL kind of like got away for free. So seeing them doing it against KT, I was like, oh yeah, this is like we just couldn't punish this, so they didn't maybe know this was a mistake they were making
Right.
because they're just doing it and getting away with it. So that was actually, yeah. When I watched the KT game, that was a funny thing to watch. Not funny, it's just like,
Unfortunately.
yeah, it's like, damn it, we could have done that, been KT destroying TL, but we weren't good enough.
Well, let's turn into 100T. So yesterday was a rough day for 100T, and
Very
I was a little worried that things would be shattered after that, right? Because that was a really tough game. So maybe talk to me a little bit about the game and sort of how you guys recovered from that afterwards.
Oh, we got thick skin.
Yeah.
We had 3-0 by Liquid in spring. That was way more demoralizing. I was like, shit. Because that was also the end, right?
Yeah.
So after TL series in spring, we were like, all right, let's play again in 2 months, guys.
Right.
Like, hopefully in 2 months we can play again. So at least now it's like, cool, that sucked. Let's get up and go like fight again. Um, and yeah, it was kind of like that. It wasn't really big. It's still best of one, so it's never like you feel like you have no chance. There's always kind of like hope on the bright side. It's like it's still best of one. It's still like showing up the best on that day can change it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I also have a good experience from 2016 Worlds when we actually like went further in the tournament. The beginning of that tournament sucked. We lost. We were like 1-2 or something like that, and it looked terrible for us. So seeing it like go down early on doesn't like affect me that much, and maybe I can give that to the players a bit. But when all of North America is going down, that kind of sucks more because it's like someone do well so we can cheer them on.
What is going on with Codyson? Because a lot of people are like, wish they were playing Codyson instead, or so, I've heard people in the press room be like, just play Codyson. And then a lot of speculation that like Codyson isn't scrimming that much based off of some of the like Track the Pro website tracking stuff, whatever. So what's going on over there?
No, we've been splitting time with him like all boot camp, and then into this these first two games, we decided like this is gonna be just our best chance of winning with Rikara. So we told him a few days ago like, okay, we'll be doing it this way, and so we've been just prepping that way. But he's been with us the entire boot camp. He's still with us in this during these stage games. So it's just this is literally our best chance to win. So we are using Rikara instead.
Is that just based off scrims? Like you're seeing more success with Ricard in?
Scrims and kind of like how we're playing with each AD carry. So it's not like if we win a scrim, we like check mark this guy won this one scrim. Let's tally it up who won, and that's our best chance of winning. And that's kind of like how it's like how like our champion pools and like our champions are being played by each, and like combinations with bot lane supports are really important too. So if we play a certain set of champions, like it unlocks a certain set of like support champions too. So it's just like completely with bot, like what's going to be best, like mix and match. And then also kind of like our opponent's playstyle. I think we're playing, again, other than Fnatic, like IG is going to be hella aggressive. And I think being able to like sit back and like scale up is not going to work very well. So us moving faster and like practicing that kind of style is more important, I think.
Yesterday, speaking of Fnatic, yesterday I interviewed Reckless. I don't know if you've heard about this. Have you heard about this? Reckless.
Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Reckless. He said he thinks 100T might be the worst team at the tournament.
He's Reckless said that?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
guess
think
we
you
can
might
still be friends and like shit talk teams. That's good.
Yeah.
But wow, what a jerk.
Do you dispute his claim that you guys are the worst team at Worlds?
Oh no, we're just the worst team at Worlds. So every win we get is just miracle. Let's put the bar down here. You can't see it on the camera. It's like down there. And then so sure, we're the worst. Today, great upset by us. I'm really proud of us. We went in with no hope, destroyed them. Probably negative chances of winning, but we still pulled it out. So I'm really proud of us.
Stepping aside from Reckless's comments, what is it like with having 100T here versus when you had been at Worlds before with H2K? And do you feel is there a lot more work to be done on 100T? Like feels like there's more of a rookie scenario there with Ricard, for instance, and Anda, who's still kind of like revving up. I think. What's going on with your general experience with the team?
During like boot camp or
like just world, yeah. You are here at Worlds. You used to be at Worlds with H2K. There's probably differences in that experience. So what are those differences? Are you more nervous with 100T, or do you believe in them as much as you did H2K? All that.
I think both teams were like pretty similar. Where like going into the first week, like it was just rough start. So they're like kind of exact same feelings. I think the biggest difference was with H2K. Like I didn't have any rookies, and this is actually my first split, even like kind of coaching rookies a bit. So with Anda and Rikara, keep forgetting their game names. It is like kind of a new experience. Like they're handling losses different than everyone else because they haven't been like beaten as much as everyone else before. And this is like their first world, so like kind of retracting back to like how my mind was my very first worlds. It's like it is a lot different because coming into worlds right now, it's like I know after this it's going to like there is a bright rainbow at the end of this no matter what happens. And with them, I think it's a lot more like do or die and maybe more like pressure because it's their first time and they really want to like make a name for themselves. So trying to get more into the shoes of the rookies is like I guess the biggest difference between like the last time I was at Worlds. Yeah, last time I was just like they're all veterans, just like you guys are grown up, just like deal with the losses, let's go to the next day. Yeah, now it's more like compassionate.
Well, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just interesting to kind of compare because you were here with Europe, you're here with North America, maybe more of an underdog here because North America is not as successful historically.
Well, actually, I think 2016.
Yeah.
That was like the week that we did terrible. Like I think all of you did terrible, right?
Yeah.
First week,
That might
2016.
be right.
Maybe it was just us,
Yeah.
and obviously we were all of Europe. So
Yeah. 2016 was the NA year, and I
yeah.
feel like
Or the
you
first week. Yeah, first week was NA year, so it was like watching NA. I was like,
Yeah.
and now I'm in NA, and now EU's doing great,
Yeah.
but I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it'll come.
And so in both of those situations, you were on the side that wasn't doing well.
Yeah, I was on the losing side.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Ocean just like boning me, man.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify who. Um, I sometimes steal questions from other media, and there is a woman here named Julia who's working for Rift Herald. Her hair is different colors, one side the other. One of the questions, she has this bag you pull the questions out of, and they're just kind of random questions. One of the questions is, and I didn't even know people did this, do you shake your milk before you pour it?
I don't really. I hate milk.
Okay.
I think that might be unpopular, and
If
maybe
you
people
if
hate me for it. But
if you were to drink milk, would
If I
you
were?
shake the bottle first?
oh, absolutely, right? Because if it's like sour, right, it gets chunky, and that would be the most terrifying thing. By the way, I've seen chunky milk because our refrigerator broke in Europe years ago, and I looked at it, and they're like, "Look at this, guys." It was like,
Europe's not very good with cooling. I've
"Oh
noticed.
yeah, they're awful." And we actually have one of the AC units from Europe here because Busan was very hot for a couple days, and there was no AC in the hotel. So getting the AC units back like brought me back to Europe. I was like, "Oh, there's no built-in AC here. It's so adorable."
Well, they're bad at cooling, but good at Worlds 2018. I think is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Is there anything you would say? And I actually do mean this seriously. Would you say anything to the fans? Because there are a lot of people who are like really nervous for 100T, really worried for North America. I don't know if you have anything that you would say to any of those folks.
I think it's really fair. I hope you guys understand we are working really hard. This is not vacation time for us. I hope everyone's understanding that. So all the strategies and gameplay is what we think is the best, and we're putting all of our time into it. But I think it's very fair. You guys should be really pissed off when we don't perform because why would you guys be happy for us doing badly? You guys should, yeah, be angry that we're not representing North America as well as we should. So I think it's fair.
Well, hey, thank you so much, Prolly. Congratulations on the win today. Please do me a favor and some more. That would be nice. Less of yesterday, more of today, I think is what.
Yeah.
You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. Funny story, we are currently recording this outro in like a little vending machine booth thing. There's like a roof over the top of me. Anyway, there's a spider web hanging out right in front of Brodin. If he moves just 2 seconds closer, 2 inches, what, I don't know, centimeters, I don't know what they talk. He'll get caught by a spider web, and it's going to be really complicated for him, and I'm a little worried. But you know what would help Brodin deal with that spider web? If he went to u.gg, because sometimes you get caught in a spider web of emotions, and I don't know what's happening. You just go to the description, u.gg. Is that going through the spider? I don't understand. You check them out. They're in the description. They'll make sure you never lose champion select again. They're probably gonna have mixed feelings about this outro in particular. So if you just click through a lot on this one, it might actually help them because they're gonna be like, what was that outro? But it's late and I'm jet lagged, and that is a pretty big spider web.
Look above you. Above you. Directly above you.
Oh, Jesus.